Welcome back to another episode of the Cure for Cowardice. In this one, I would like to present the argument that whatever you are considering doing, whether it is a new hobby, artistic pursuit, or job or business opportunity, just start. Now, in the world of information, it is very easy for us to fall into the trap of doing research forever. And the cycle usually goes, get an idea, start doing research on it, things seem promising, and then you go down a rabbit hole and you realize that there are actually real struggles with this thing. So then you do more research on it. And then you kind of repeat that cycle until you get to the point where you decide, you know what, this isn't worth it. And then you find a new thing that you start doing research on. And you don't actually end up doing anything. Quite often. This has happened to me repeatedly throughout my life. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. But the reality of the situation is, if you spend 20 hours doing something with active practice and improvement in mind, you are going to be better than 80% of the people that you ever meet at that thing. And when we get into this cycle of just researching, it becomes very difficult to find motivation the next time we find something, because as soon as we start researching, it just kind of puts us down that same path. So my suggestion would be this: figure out what thing you want to start, do the absolute bare minimum of research, and then just fucking start. And you're going to learn more in that first 20 hours of actually doing the thing than you would with 100 hours of research prior. And I have seen this play out in real life for myself on many different occasions. Whether it was trying to learn new instruments, whether it was exercise, whether it was diet, whether it was business, whether it was sales. It's all been pretty much the same experience, which is, as soon as I actually start, pretty much all the research and theory and everything that I did goes out the window, and I have to figure out how to do it for real. So it's like, you might as well just shortcut that process and just jump straight in as soon as you have the absolute bare minimum amount of knowledge to be able to start. Like, for instance, when it comes to exercise, I've, at many points in my life, done a bunch of research on the best ways to exercise, the, best exercises to do, how many reps, how often, all that type of stuff. And this most recent time that I started working out, you know what I did? I went on YouTube and I typed in weightlifting for beginners. And I clicked the first video I saw, and it was a friendly sounding Russian guy with cartoons who went over a 2-day or a 4-day split, and that is what I've been following. And I just started, so I don't have any results to speak of yet, but I can tell you I feel 1,000 times better having actually started than I did with all the other research that I've done at any other point in my life. And the same goes for business, because I have this idea for the startup now, and as this vision just kept growing, it just became more and more overwhelming of like, well, how am I actually going to do this? How am I going to build this thing when I don't know the first thing about building websites, or, et cetera, et cetera. And I went to this founders meeting, and I talked to the guy who invited me, and he was like, bro, prove the concept. Just reach out to business owners ask them what problems they're facing. When they tell you, make free group chats where you can put business owners in a group with other business owners who are struggling with the same problems, and do that for a while, and just figure out if there's even a market for this kind of thing before you worry about how you're going to build it. And that's the best advice I could have possibly been given. So as far as reaching out, that's a whole beast in and of itself. So what I did is I wrote up a bunch of template type ideas for how to structure the outreaches, and I'm sending 10 emails a day. And I'm going to start there because I know that it takes me about 20-30 minutes to send those 10 emails, to look up the businesses, find the contact info, write out the short little email, and send it. To do 10 of those, it takes me about 20-30 minutes. And I can do that 5 days a week and commit to that. And I would wager that I'm going to learn more within a month of doing that than I would from all the research that I could have done prior about the best way to do that. Now, I am leveraging from my past experiences too. That's the other thing, is you don't need to start from square one with everything that you do, because whether you realize it or not, you have knowledge that is adjacent or directly related to the thing that you're trying to do. But it's not going to come out and become useful until you actually start the fucking thing. So, anyways, that is my argument for just starting. If you have something you're considering doing, stop watching the YouTube videos, stop reading the books, stop doing all the things that you're doing for the sake of research, and just start, because you're going to learn more from doing that for a week than you will if you spent a year of researching. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of exaggeration, but you get the idea. Everything that you are learning as far as research is pretty much going to go out the window as soon as you actually start. So just skip all the BS, start, and you're going to feel a lot better, and you're going to move a lot faster for it. So anyways, that's what I got for this one. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you all on the flip side.